So last year I played up in Maine with the Maine Nordiques. They were out of Lewiston, Maine. The season started, I think, around August, end of August, and it went all the way until the end of June. And I don't think colleges were even able to recruit or come to games until April. So that's a big portion of time right there where you're playing and no one's really in person watching you. I mean, they could watch you online, but they couldn't really talk to you and meet up with you. So I think that made the recruitment process that much harder. And then obviously when the season ended, I still didn't know where I was going to go. There's a few places that I had in mind, and then I talked to UMass Boston, I talked to Poly, I came on the tour and everything, and I fell in love with it. I actually talked to UMass Boston in December, actually, or not. I think I might have been in a few emails or something like that, and then I met up with them later on in the spring. But I had already been talking to a few other schools. I thought that was going to work out. That ended up going south. So then I reached back out to UMass Boston, and I wanted to come on a tour and everything. So I went on a tour at Poly. It was great. I went to a skate at Thayer. We were skating at Thayer in the summer. And from right there, I was I met all the guys too. So that was another huge reason why I wanted to come here. And, having a rink on campus. It's in the city, but it's not really in the city. That's another thing. So I think those factors right there, really pushed me to wanting to come here, and also just the competitive nature with what comes with the hockey program. So I'm glad it worked out. I feel like it means a lot. I love staying local. I mean, it's great for my parents to come watch me play. I mean, before I was in Maine, I was in Canada, so they couldn't watch me there. And then, when I'm in Maine, I'm 3 hours up, so it's hard for them to commute and, get to every game, and especially with COVID as well. So having a bunch of family around here, being able to come watch me play. But yeah, just staying local is great. Yeah, I think it's just staying close to home. It feels like home. I feel like I'm not, out in Maine or in Canada. I just feel right at home. So I think that's a big factor in why I wanted to stay in Mass. Yeah, so after the weekend against NEC, I noticed my eyes were a bit swollen, so I thought I just might have had allergies. Turns out I had mono, and then I obviously went home. I didn't want to get any of the boys infected, and it ended up getting so bad to the point where I had to get admitted to the ER. There they told me that I had mono, tonsillitis, and sinusitis, which is very weird because I got my tonsils taken out when I was 12. They told me that my tonsils had not fully been taken out when I was 12, and they grew back, so I have to get those taken out after the season. And then the sinusitis, they just said that my nasal cavities are just smaller than the average human, so I can't really clear out mucus as well as you guys. But yeah, it was a tough time, especially being away from the team and missing a month. It was very tough on my mental state, but all the guys were really nice. They reached out to me, and that was a big thing with helping me get through that. So I'm glad to be back, cleared, and ready to roll again. So I'm excited. Well, I mean, I think everything happens in life for a reason, including the negative, right? So I think you just take the negative and you roll with the punches, and you just try and build yourself back up to become a better person. And I feel like just being negative doesn't really do anything. I feel like all it does is you could have a bad attitude about a situation, but it's not going to change anything. So I think just staying positive and looking at the bright side, I think is a better way to look at life. And I think, spreading positivity is, the key to happiness. So, I mean, anything to make someone's day, saying your hair looks nice or your shoes look good, it gets them rolling, and it also makes you feel good too. So I think it's just a contagious thing to do, and that's why I do it. So.